the way I did last summer. So I took what's mine for the final time. No, I won't see you this December. Next time round, please stay away. I know dark rooms are your getaway. It's where you touch my skin, and each time I fall in, I can't look at you. There's too much bottled up inside. Tell me, have you ever cried? Suddenly I'm dizzy. You got this power over me, so blinded by it I can't see. Are you growing your hair again? Is that what lost boys do? Take me up and out again. Going round and around with you. Marble eyes, you never cry the way I did last summer. So I took what's mine for the final time. No, I won't see you this December. Next time round, please stay away. I know dark rooms are your getaway. It's where you touch my skin, and each time I fall in, what are you scared of?
Greetings. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Plot Mhako and welcome to earGROUND, New Voices Amplified. This is a platform where we get to speak to artists that are making the waves. And today we happen to have an artist who's been making the waves on the charts with a song called Marble Eyes. This song was #1 on Star FM, ZFM, and Power FM last week, a record. And for that reason, we had to look for the artist and we managed to get connected to her. And thanks to her management. Welcome to earGROUND, ANANYA.
Thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
Great. And a lot of people are wondering, who's this lady? She's Zimbabwean or not? And some were saying, oh, she's not Zimbabwean. Maybe you could just briefly tell us about your background. You grew up in Harare, but you've lived in Europe, you've lived in the States. Maybe you could just take us a bit into your childhood.
So I was born and raised in Zim. And at the age of 15, I moved to Europe for high school, and then I moved to New York for university. But in having lived in all these places, there really is no place like home. And I'm 100% Zimbabwean and very proud to be Zimbabwean. So as far as I go from home, there's no place like home. Yeah.
That's great. And what got you first into music?
I started doing music when I was 7 years old, I think. My family was always, especially my mom was always playing music all the time. And it was just kind of something that I can't even remember when I look back at it. It feels like it happened naturally. And I was always determined to play the guitar and then learn the drums. So it was always just something that was encouraged, I think, by my family. And so it became a passion.
Great. And do you remember what kind of music played in your home? Like what sort of sounds were playing, which artists?
There was a lot of Dido. There was a lot of Grace Jones, Cat Stevens, James Blunt. Yeah, there was all different types of music. Yeah.
Great. And whom would you say specifically maybe inspired you to do music? Was there like specific artists that you could point out to say, look, I think from this artist I decided to really pursue my passion?
I always think this question is the most difficult to answer because there's so many incredible artists there. I think again, there were just all these artists that my mom was showing me when I was young, and I just took inspiration from all of them. There's even artists today that I'm so inspired by, like Lennon Stella. She's a brand new artist. I think it's always something that you're inspired by, and you're always finding inspiration from all these talented people. So it would be really difficult, I think, to pinpoint one artist.
Great. And how would you describe your music, the music that you make? I've listened to a couple of tracks that you have released, and there's so much, it's soulful. I find it quite moving, and it's beautiful music. But you're most welcome. How do you describe the music that you make?
So it's definitely pop music. But I think more of a defined answer would be sad dance music or melancholic dance music. And what I mean by that is there's a beat behind it and a really catchy melody, but the lyrics are really they're full of emotion, you know. Yeah.
Great. And what goes in your mind during that creative process?
Oof. Most of my music is inspired by real life experiences. So I'm able, I think, to just sit at a piano with my guitar and just think, okay, well, how was I feeling? Or how could I have changed that, you know? So it starts, I think, with an experience, and then I kind of just take it where I'd like to go.
Great. And professionally doing music, how long have you been doing that? I know you've said you started doing music as a kid, but to start recording, to say, look, I want to record, I want to put my music out there, when?
November last year. Yeah, that was when I
November
released my
last
first. Yeah, so it's quite recent actually. It's all new, and I still have so much to learn, but it's really exciting.
Wow. From November last year, now we're in June 2020, you already have got a song that is on the top of the charts on Power FM, ZFM, Star FM. Did you anticipate this?
I don't know what to say. I think I'm so touched. I honestly didn't expect all of this support. And, you know, it's so moving, I think, to know that your home country supports you like no one else, really. And I know that I wouldn't be on the charts without any of, you know, the people who are voting. And it's so moving, it's so exciting, it's motivating as well. Because, you know, you come home and no one supports you like the Zimbabwean people, and it's so, I don't know, you know, I'm at a loss for words, really. It's just, it's amazing. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. But tell us a bit about that song. What's the meaning behind? What's the message?
Okay, how can I put this? It is about an up and down kind of like whirlwind relationship.
Okay.
And the fear, I think, of falling back into that and not feeling confident in yourself to interact with that relationship again. And so you're saying, okay, well, next time, just stay away because I don't trust myself. So like, please stay away from me, type of thing. Yeah.
Oh, great. And looking into the Zimbabwe music scene, do you have any specific artist who is on your playlist? Do you play any local music?
I'm not sure if you've heard, but I'm one of Jeffrey's biggest fans.
Jeffrey's, wow, great.
So, yeah, he's definitely up there. I've started listening to Natio, Gemma, of course. Takura, I've started listening to as well. It's been great. There's so much talent in Zim. So yeah, there's definitely also the playlist made in ZWE.
Okay, yes. That's great.
What I'm listening to, yeah.
I'm humbled because I'm part of the curators of that playlist.
Oh,
yes. Okay. Great. And you've mentioned Japres and Nati or Gemma, and is there an artist that you hope to collaborate with?
Well, of course, Japres. But honestly, they're all such talented artists that I think collaborating with any one of them would be, you know, such a great experience and such a great opportunity.
Great. What sort of struggles have you faced so far? Have you faced like any challenges to push your music and get your music out there?
To be honest with you, I do think it's too soon to say. I don't think I've been in the industry long enough to understand that. But I do think that something that I think a lot of musicians do struggle at, especially in the beginning, is having, I think, the confidence in saying, you know, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be comfortable in sharing how I feel with the world, and I'm going to stand with what I write and what I sing. And I think that was something that's probably the reason why it took so long to get my music out, was because, you know, finding the courage and the confidence is not always easy.
Yeah, I totally get you there. And do we hope to see you performing in Zim, say post-corona?
100%. It's one of my dreams. So once Corona's done, of course, we have to be safe and make sure everyone's healthy. But once everyone is and all of this is over, I would love to.
That would be great. 5 years from now, where do we see you?
Since this whole Corona thing happened, I'm trying really hard to just kind of focus on the day-by-day thing. Because, like, for example, in 2020, I never imagined that, this would happen and then I'd be home for so long, it's actually turned out to be great. But 5 years from now, I have no idea. Hopefully, I'll still be doing my music and releasing more songs that people can relate to and enjoy. But otherwise, I'm just going day by day. I think I'm trying to take it day by day.
Great. And how much support do you receive from your family and friends?
I think my family is my greatest source of support. I don't know how I would have done this without my family. They've always encouraged, especially my parents, mine and my siblings' passions. My younger sister wants to be an actress, and she's always, they've really helped those passions grow. So I'm really lucky and really grateful to have such a supportive family behind me.
Great. Earlier on today, there was a conversation that was going on. The National Arts Council hosted a conversation with some female creatives or leaders within the creative industry. And they were discussing the impact of COVID on female artists, but also looking into retrospect of just the whole dynamics at play when it comes to female artists. And every time I speak to musicians, female musicians, they always highlight to me that the struggle is double for women as compared to men in the industry. Is it this? Do you have share the same sentiment?
I think overall it's always twice as difficult for a woman. Again, I don't think I've been in the industry long enough to speak on that, but there are definitely things I notice, like for a woman, everything is, seen under a magnifying glass. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of expecting all these challenges to come my way, but I know that, especially in this industry, women hold each other up, and that's when we're strongest. So,
great.
Yeah.
International breakthrough. Last week we saw Shasha. I don't know if you're following that. She got nominated for a BT Award, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, super amazing. Being, one of the finest artists that we have in Zimbabwe, but not so much celebrated at home. She had to get a break elsewhere, which is still fine. But the talk around Zimbabwe making it onto the international pop scene, and you're doing pop music. Where do you see us in the next maybe 2 years? Do you see us occupying that same space as maybe Nigeria or South Africa?
100%. 100%, not a doubt in my mind. I've always known that there's so much talent in Zim, but since I moved when I was 15 and flights and not enough vacation time, I haven't been able to come home and spend enough time here. But since COVID, I've been here maybe 3 months, and it's mind blowing to understand how much talent there is in Zim. So there's not a doubt in my mind that we're on our way there. Yeah.
That's quite encouraging. I know the next time that we catch up, we'll definitely be talking about something major that will be happening in your career. Any new music that we're expecting anytime soon? New videos, new songs?
Yes.
Okay, great.
There's a new single coming out. The date yet, I'm not 100% sure, but it is coming out mid-July. New single, yes.
Great. Wow, thank you so much. It's been awesome. It's been great speaking to you, and I really appreciate that you took your time to be on this platform and to share with Zimbabwe your story and what it is that you're doing with regard to the music. But how do you spend your days now under lockdown?
So it's been honestly, there hasn't been a routine, because it's been, there's some days we can't go out and some days we can. But I think the most routine I have is I do boxing in the morning with Mona.
Great.
Queen Mona. Then I'm working on my sewing lessons because I'm studying fashion design. And then the rest of the day is spent on music. So anything leading up, I think, to the next single. So, figuring out the video and then going to the studio. That's how most of my days are spent lately. Yeah.
So you can play some instruments, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Which instruments do you play?
Marble eyes, right?
Marble eyes, right.
Okay. Not the whole thing. Or do you
Not the
want
whole thing, just 30 seconds. Yeah.
Can you hear the backing track?
Yes.
Okay.
Marble eyes, you never cried the way I did. Lost summer, so I took what's mine for the final time. No, I won't see you this December. Next time round, please stay away. I know dark rooms are your getaway. It's where you touch my skin each time I fall in.
Thank you.
Wow, super awesome, beautiful. Wow, thank you so much for that special treat, and we really appreciate.
Next time I'll make sure I have everything, so I can play the guitar for you and sing for you.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. And your word to fans, to people that are liking your music, where can they access it? How can they follow you and all the sorts?
So the best place to follow me, I think, is on my Instagram. It's ANANYA Makes Music. Facebook is the same. I just started a Twitter, so
Okay, cool.
there's not much going on there. But you can follow me there too. I'm sure there'll be updates about the new single and stuff. That's ANANYA Worldwide. And then there's the Marble Eyes music video on YouTube.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to everybody who's been watching. I've been speaking there to ANANYA, who is a Zimbabwean artist. She's currently based in New York, and she has got a track called Marble Eyes, which is doing the tops, which is doing the most in Zimbabwe right now. It's #1 on Star FM, on Power FM, and ZFM. And it's a beautiful track. You should check it out on the video on YouTube. Yeah. So stay tuned. Until next time.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Thank you for having me. Bye.